Get my situation situated. All right, thank you. Thank Richard, and thank you for being here. It's such a beautiful afternoon, and much love. I actually, technically don't think I've ever read for Watershed before, so here we go. This is called Virtuosos of the Animal Kingdom. A zeal of zebras in zippered zapatas yodel Yuletide love songs on porches of young yuppies. Fixated on Xenodochi, these equines offer sexy covers of tracks like The Men All Pause by Climax. They woodshed work songs all winter, wetting their whistles with vodka tonics, their vivacious voices velvety as vermouth. It's neither uncommon nor unethical to unite creatures and make them sing. Turtles, for example, make great troubadours, scatting in the sycamores their specialty. Radio-ready raccoons rehearse Ride Like the Wind. A quintet of quaggas, too plain to be welcome amongst snooty zebras, do quick vocal warm-ups in the quarry. Piranhas make excellent percussionists, but keep poking holes in the drumheads, so they're provided pianos. Opera, often pretentious and classist, would be omitted here were it not for hound dogs obsessively owning high C. Newfoundlands especially sing like nightingales while Nile crocodiles gargle a tiny choir of natal newborns in their throats. Moray eels are mute as their lungs breathe water, but they make great mellotron players like Mike from the Moody Blues. If too many lyrics sound like left-handed compliments of the lovesick, then listen for the longing solo of the lynx, a kind of beatnik cat and expert on the kalimba. Kookaburras, like mockingbirds, steal songs from other animals. Koalas too, but keep them close to the chest. Kudos to kingfishers for learning melodies to keep your head up and Kentucky Rain. Such a joyful jubilee from a trio of Jenny jackasses, having toured from Jakarta to Jamaica after winning the iconic inaugural season of American Idol with an incredible version of Mood Indigo. Have you ever heard a hippo play harmonica or an array of hedgehogs hum hallelujah? Gifted giraffes in concert offer Gregorian chants for an audience of gesticulating gypsy moths. And before you ask, fiddler crabs do not fiddle, flamingos do. Crabs Roomba with excellence, they're just not extroverted. Being all elbows, they make excellent tap dancers. It's disrespectful to doubt that the divine gift of music is exclusive to humans only. The Culture and Congress Center in Lucerne, Switzerland, once hosted a concert of camels singing Christmas carols, and no one in the audience was surprised. You should have been there for the Badgers Barbershop Quartet. Their Boffo arrangement of Billie Jean brought down the house. The balladeer with the buzz cut was a badass. Animal accomplishments in music is not an aberration. They deserve all of their accolades and applause. And it's funny. I'm going to dedicate this to my friend Steve Arnson. This is called Burial at Sea, Memorial Lighthouse, Trinidad Civic Club, Trinidad, California. Bone spur of the lighthouse, excavated from the hillside by diligent shovels of weather, stands purified under the administration of the sun. overseer to an ocean of scales flashing white and green. An old man sits at a bench shepherding the wet painting of the horizon. As we approach, he pulls the loaded rifle of his terrier closer to his chest. They await what is already arrived, the radiant ignition of ocean, the coastline's dancers of granite and basalt, tossing gowns of sheer water, foam livid in their teeth. My friend and I stand on a cliff between a small lighthouse and a brick wall. We stink of endless afternoons of gravel and coffee, yet the dog stays at peace in the old man's lap. Over the hem of ocean, my friend, compelled by spirit, turns to me, announces, "I want to be reborn as a lighthouse." I imagine him conducting an orchestra of waves, his tongue an arrow beacon slicing fog like cake. We turn to the stone wall behind us and read the engraved names of those lost and buried at sea. The ocean, both city and cemetery, the taken and the disappeared, remain as letters to a vacated name and the range of years they were responsible for. Were they buried with illnesses intent or lost to the endless curiosity of the waves? What circumstances in life will lead you to step into the mystery of what fevers beneath the surface of the sea? Will you be weather or rock or lighthouse or letters assembled in combination to unlock a tomb? Perhaps the afterlife isn't above but below. Perhaps man and dog know this and wait for the opening of the sacred text, for seagulls to chant names into the rock wall canvas, for lyrics of the ocean's song to be revealed. Like children, we approach the old man, inquiring as to the appetite and habits of the lighthouse and its ocean. But the old man only turns to stare through us and silently mourn our sanity as black fleas drip from his dog's chest like blood clots. This is called touch abstraction. And I'll tell you, because a lot of you, as working as poets, I wrote a stanza of a poem that I could not advance any longer, so I deconstructed it and rewrote the same stanza 3 more times. Touch abstraction. There are hospitals where hands are a type of medicine. I smooth the tremulous lines along your temples with my palm. In these cellular rooms, bodies are worshipped in religions of disrepair. We burden our mouths to carry more than language. I align your tremulous temples in the rooms of my palm. There are hospitals where medicine is better than hands. In our mouths, bodies become religions and are worshipped with tongues. We trust our language to carry more than we understand. I align your cellular temples with hospitals and hands that burden our medicines with lines of disrepair. We praise the smooth bodies in our mouths with psalms of worship. We trust our tremulous language more than religions. My palms carry sparkling medicines into your temple. Our bodies don't understand worship or religions. We cannot trust our language any more than our mouths. Some temples are better than hospitals, and some medicines useless. Every body I worship suffers. Tremulous religions carried in the hands of language. Just a couple of more. This is called Ode to a Desiccated Olive. Exactly. When the Greek farmer plopped you plush and pregnant into my palm. He explained that when shucked of your meat and pounded gently, your pit excretes a mild antibiotic. Instead, I carefully stirred you between rudder and wave of my churning fingers, then let you exhale on the countertop like a weeping battery. Beneath your crown of leaves, a pubescent froth curls and naps with an acrid cologne of wood smoke. Left to simmer above time's distracted watch, you dimple and age into an amber compass, pointing like a nipple to the tongue's north star. I caress the grandmothered keloid of your consecrated surface so that you may come to Jesus on my altar of breath. Remind this tongue how once an engorged earlobe was combination lock opening a soprano's scale of moans. Unfold your map of flavors from vine to the secular intersection of oil and bread. Medicinal and mythical, you are a clairvoyant paragraph punctuated with blossoms of aspirin and eyelashes. If you take the place of my heart, let my veins be the roots of the tree that brought you here. This is like asking the rain in your lover's hair to fall back through the sky. Right on. I did want to share this. This is called House of Slams and Hollers. Who occupies the storefront houses at the crossroads? Shotgun houses like abandoned churches. One house slouched behind the musty aroma of trees. Windowsill radio chatters like a bird on caffeine. The living room smells swampy with ashes and bottle caps. Kitchen of vintage graveyard shift coffee. Boiled viceroys. Cicadas with exoskeletons of brandy and chickens chained in the backyard. Night turns over, haunted with moths. Air cooled with shuffled decks and howling hounds missing hell. The methane of certain ghosts gets drawn like window shades, dealt in, poured shots at this place where the road crosses its legs like a gentleman. Here lies the uncharted territories of some blues. Stigmata blues, razor blade blues, blues four lips just out of reach, blues screaming blouses of plaster down bedroom walls. Choirs of apocalypse blues ignite the red wicks of their tongues, sing harmony to calm Bluegill River for Saturday's baptism of hot lead. Dawn rises with fire on its mind, takes off its top hat. Names drip from its mouth in comets, false crosses. Anything not already on the ground, holding on, praying, done grabbed a guitar, a shotgun, and ran. How about one more? And I guess we're good to go. This poem is called Proof. My body has a legend, he says, mid-story, and wipes his mouth. Then, as to recite grace, he stands at the table to prove it. Beneath the drape of his shirt, a savanna of skin ripples slightly. For a blink, I don't understand what's missing. He had no belly button. His stomach was paved mythologically clean. We'd been so casual, playing catch with origin stories, after class, over crepes and pancakes, our roll call of scars. We'd been speaking of doctors and mistakes when his face shifted gears. He landed his fork like tapping a baton. This is how boys are, show and prove, tale of the tape. People are terrified by skin not meeting their expectations. For years, white women were forbidden from showing their navels on TV. The networks were alarmed over what they symbolized, how they seemed to prove something, root us together. Seeing the placenta as nebula, a star field of skin, a chandelier from which we're all suspended, flaring out the same light. If men can write shame laws over belly buttons, it's no surprise the fumbling of a black child steaming new and helpless in a cage of fingers, a rabbit midwifed by a hawk. I know this now, yet how I doubted him, Lord. My sticky maple fingers trembled in prayer all night. I thank you so kindly for listening.